Ebusuafo na etie ni die kwan so me pacho me ma obi bia akwaba. Aha no daily update. Ebusua me pacho Kelvin Taylor piaba bonte de insem ya betudwa ya Kelvin Taylor yebra pani me pacho. So far regarding to the recollation seats now the parliamentary seats vacant so far make us controversy seats you know. Kelvin Taylor piaba bonte abe naming 5 constituencies or say and the NDC afa. And I just said those out of the 9 constituencies in NDC after 5 according to Kelvin Taylor. Our mafa and not the NDC for the omedical cow 182 no ho. Ebusia, mema mekasa nyetente yenko ni nko tie nsem ne nkyere mu. Nyankopon hya no nyoke sim da se bebre.
Recollation today as we speak is illegal. Nana Dankwe Kufuado and the EC, they know for a fact. Say the NDC out of these 9 constituencies, they have won majority of them. They know. Obuasi East, NDC won it. Domiko Abenya, NDC has won it. In Sawo Medwejiri, NDC won it. Tema Central, NDC won it. Okaikwe, they know NDC won these seats. But they don't care. And what is making them so confident? What is making them so confident is because they believe what they did in 2020. That fear. Sa adiena mo ye in 2020 no. Sa ehuno. They believe say we are still living with it. And that is what is making Ikufuado more confident. Making Bawumia more confident that they can still do this again. That is the thing. Because they believe that this they did in 2020, they can do it again, and nobody in Ghana can stop them from committing those crimes again. Na se hono njintu abetu aba court no. The abetu aba court say is no at the end of the day. Omo na omo kwan ma obi challenge, because at the end of the day, the EC Nankasa cannot provide an evidence or evidence to support the claim, say, almost respective district officers and now returning officers in their respective constituencies, no, they were under attack or beaten or duress, that they could not lift anybody's hand or they did not have the right sense, or they were not in their right senses to make a declaration. The EC till date, they have not been able to do that. It means whatever happened there was legit. So the court is not even supposed to come in. If the EC are able to tell us with evidence beyond reasonable doubt, and it's an NDC for catcher EC say, time of confusion is starting now. Declaration a problem no. Or catcher EC say call an IPAC meeting. Call an IPAC meeting and let everybody put their grievance before you, because you are the returning officer. It is an call IPAC meeting now. Hono anka NDC betum the evidence actually no. Na NPP the ombre of this action on the EC no we decided, but because on him say the NDC did not have, the MPP did not have, no him say MPP for the evidence to prove say yet the respective returning officers in those 9 constituencies, no, they were not under duress, they were not being beaten. The EC itself did not have evidence to prove say the returning officers in their respective constituencies were beaten or under duress. No? That is why J. Mensa, when the NDC called immediately for an IPAC, no, she ignored it. Because there was a plan to ignore, have an oversight, or put it on the other side of everything that we're doing. Because the moment she opened herself up for IPAC, it will be an evidence-based meeting. And from day one, they had always wanted to rig these elections. And also TSA be a problem ni free. Mr. S. And also will be a free. From the day to about 2-3 days, the NDC can say we need an IPAC meeting, because what is happening is wrong. The EC did not do it. Momusa EC says I didn't know IPAC because Kenya be no TV, so we will see the evidence being displayed to say none of the returning officers has been harmed. We will see on TV say the returning officers obienwa ebono, but because the EC knew that NDC had a lot of evidence to make their case that they have won, she did not call the IPAC meeting. Quickly, she came out to tell Ghana for say, you know something, a year election coalition in 9 constituencies, no, we came on Jintum. The same time, no, na asamna okan wasam, it is in court, na NDC were courts. But Osabu court mrano so, and Osa taking decisions say, a year results, no, she does not uphold the result. But so it's here, Mensa. Every day or say she does not decide who becomes president or MP. Then it means the law decides it. So if the law decides it, and the law from CI 127 clearly states what will make somebody be declared as an MP and be invalidated, then it means say whatever happened at the police station the first day, is what we all should recognize. Because Debbie Okasa, or say the Electoral Commission is not the one who is supposed to choose president or parliamentarian. The law chooses parliamentarians for us, not the Electoral Commission. And that is a distinction some people don't know. Mensa cannot decide for us who is our MP. The law will decide, and the law is what guided or has been guiding electoral officers or returning officers to declare when coalition is done. It is the law that decides or gives us a legitimate member of parliament or a president. In the West Stadia, when she's reading the presidential results, she tells you that the law gives her the rights as the returning officer. Without the law making her the returning officer, Jane Mensa cannot make anybody president or announce that this person has officially won the elections. Critically looking at what we are seeing, the law after the day of elections, the law decided who won in Sawim, and the law was what guided the returning officer to declare the NDC as winners. It was the same CI 127, the same law that gave that returning officer the power to say that Dobi Kwabenya, the NDC candidate, won. The same applies to Obuasi East. So she does not have the right to take her own decision and decide, say, I am the EC board, so I do not recognize this law. The law took effect. The law was exhausted at the coalition centers. Because the law is bigger than J Mensa. You see, say in 2020, right after the election, Yakasa J Mensa Embrambet Nadakim as the electoral commissioner, the end to know when they win the election, or say the electoral commission is a body and she's part of the body. So she's not going to step out as an individual. But today, she's telling you that she, being the chair of the EC, she is telling Ghanaians that she has the authority to stop every day the 9 constituencies from declaring who is their MP. You see the double standards here. Time and near friends on Metinada came in 2020, or say the EC was sued and that it wasn't her. Today, she is using her authority over the law that is binding all of us. The law that is basically making this election. Or tia emranaso eteke on one decision amaye. You see the double standards. And then Mekacha will say, all that is happening today, the electoral commissioner, Jane Mensa, on the Bossman Asari, problem in the first place. They did it. Because there was no crime. No crime was committed from the beginning. They forced a crime on us. And a crime committee, and a committee crime, election. In Sawem Adwejiri, no electoral commission person has brought a doctor's report out that they were attacked. Till date, Domi Kwabenya, nobody has come from there saying, no, or you're representative of the electoral commissioner. You're attacking, you're born, they were under duress, they were being threatened. No documentation to prove to us, say, that is why they could not declare the results. Obuasi East, I've shown you the videos. You can go to Tema Central, you can go Okaikwe. You can see clearly that it is a deliberate move to distract this democracy. Now, they have pushed us to the point where Ghanaians are not reacting because majority of us, we have seen it say our democracy is more important than what Ekufuado, J Mensa, and the rest of the people want to do. And it's a West Steady Ghana for power. We are all quiet because we just want to go or to move all the way to the 7th of January, na yen swear John Mahama in. Majority of Ghanaians, that is what is in your heart. Majority of Ghanaians watching me tonight. The reason why all that is happening, people are angry and they are not reacting is because they just want to get to that point where total power will be taken away from Akufo-Addo. And you see, we have gotten to that point where it's murky. Bonica said it is murkier. Baby, I do know. It say, "Ucha eye edua etare eboho." So ucha the Kesia at the end of the day, edua na ucha no ucha o, and so sika na udi che dua no na sika na eboho ne se sika na no. Inti, it has become very murky, and that is the advantage Akufo-Addo wants to take. When you go out today and protest against what J Mensa and the EC are doing, you give Akufo-Addo the room to say there's too much chaos in the country, state of the nation 1 month. That means we will not be able to swear in John Mahama. That is one. When you sit back to and allow Akufo-Addo to suppress Ghanaians and destroy our democracy, he will take advantage of us, and at the end of the day, we will lose the democracy. What do you do? And then our person will hear as a young Ghanaian. When you go out there to protect your ballot, which you have to, which is a fact, which is a must, which is something every Ghanaian needs to do, you don't also want Akufo-Addo, who is now president, to take advantage of that and say, there are so many people on the street, they want to kill the EC boss, they want to attack the EC office. Into right now, state of emergency. We cannot do anything in the public for a whole 1 month. It affects the inauguration coming. You don't also want Akufo-Addo to take your rights from you, because yetu abano nipa bi wuye, yetu abano nipa bi ebreye, yetu abano emra a ebo omai we hu braka kire say we have the right to elect our leaders. You know you have voted for somebody who has won. You don't want anybody to take that too from you. So what do? You have to go and protect your democracy. That is what you can do. You need to go and protect the democracy that at the end of the day, take the democracy. So as a young person watching me, what do you want to do? You have to get more angrier. The same military that you were expecting to protect you is the same military that Nana Akufo-Addo is using against you. A letter was released by the Ghana Police Service this afternoon. And the letter, we'll be talking about it. But we believed in one thing. The judiciary, the military, the police, and these agencies, state institutions are there for us. And if not for us, the individuals, just for this country's protection. So today, the EC commits a crime. Jubilee House sits down and says, let's use the court. The court that is supposed to protect us. So they go to the court and they find a judge who is also a father, a reverend father, who was made a judge in 2020 by Akufo-Addo. And then they say, go and sit on this case. Remember, Asama Esiwo court in there, that case was not for this judge to sit on. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and the Chief Justice this morning, they changed the judge and the court for this judge to come sit on the case. This man is a Reverend Father Joseph Adu Owusu Ajiman. Or no enetina akunyum anope. Or a Ghanani ufra santimemu. The NDC told him, say, oh yes, Nyaminipa, oh yes, Sofu, Akufo-Addo a judge. Wow, we are Sofu, I would say, Sebio, and the Atemudaba or ende, Uriasi Sena Yankupon Buyatenya, who could do heaven. You expect God to show you evidence of Bonia Wudi, and Amewa. You expect God, when you saw a Roman father or a judge. You expect God, Memetier, Nyame Ephraim on this show, no Kelvin, on this show. And I go before God. I will expect God to show me evidence of the bad things I have done. So God, as a just God, will not just tell you so. Obuao without telling you what you have done. In court today, there was only one thing that the NDC they asked for in court. NDC for Busa judge with a judge. Asemesi Ghana on yenetia. Utie radio, uhe TV. Baby, out to Abano, I am sure say you know what has even happened there. Asemna eda enimu hana sebi oye sitina so uye Ghana ni first before a judge. NDC for said they want to show you evidence that the 9 constituencies, no returning officer was attacked during the declaration of the results. Nobody, Judge Ni Etia Konyuma and his workers said, this is the evidence. We want you to watch a video. This is not picture. When you written document, the NDC lawyers brought video evidence to prove to the judge, say, this is declaration. The declaration that was done. Jade Mensah is saying, sir, the returning officers of 9 constituencies, ya bro mo kuomo me ebikura ntumi home. And NDC said, Jade Mensah is lying. There's video evidence to show, say, during the declaration, all the EC officials, none of them was under duress. Nobody was being beaten. They were not dragging anybody on the floor. None of them lost their eyes. They were seen reading every single document and declaring winners of the respective elections. Judge Weah also was on video, no. This judge refused to look at the video. Judge Weah one video also on share. And I'm saying why? Or say NPP for the Bibia Basse immediately. Omo enkaya baninti eno na ope into NPP for no kokai. This is the same judge. This man. If you read a little bit about him, Reverend Father Joseph Edu Owusu Ajiman, the parish priest at the All Saints Catholic Church, Santase Fanchinebra in the Kumasi Archdiocese, was appointed as the High Court judge by President Akufo-Addo on Wednesday, September 15th, 2020. So 2020, Akufo-Addo the judge, and the same father now he expects God to tell him his sins before he's judged. No? Today, he has refused to look at evidence before his judgment. This is where we are. This should get you angry.
Ebusia, me pacho me dobi biase se wenyamre. Na me pacho me mam ka senya tintin ye de komoni besia. Fa comment e comment section yakopun channel yakesi me dase bebre.